Hello, 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 everyone. We are back tonight to do lesson number 3 of our Sewing Basics 101. And tonight we're going to be talking about fabrics, all different kinds of fabrics. And I'm going to wait for a few minutes before I get really into this because there's no one on yet. And it takes a few minutes for people to join. So just hang out with me while we wait and see if anybody joins us. And if in a few minutes no one has, I'll proceed to go over these things with you guys. Okay? Thank you. I'll start getting all my things together. Putting them in order. Hope you all have had a great day. I had a really great day. There's someone on here. Hi, Teresa. I hope that you all have had a great day. I had a good day today. I went over to a friend's house to help her get ready for some things that she's doing for her class reunion. I'm going to go as her date because we're both widows and she didn't have anyone, so it should be interesting to see who all is going to be there, and I can't wait to see some people that I haven't seen in a long time. So, like I said, it should be good, and I had a real good time there with them today. I met with Kathy Hubbard. She was Kathy Pruitt back in school, and Louise Baker. I don't know if she has a different name last name or not. I didn't ask, but anyway, we had a real good time today. But today I'm going to talk to us about fabrics, all the different kinds of fabrics that we use in our sewing. And there are so many new types of fabrics than there used to be. And one of the things that I can talk to you about is all the different types of cotton. You have Pima cotton, you have sateen, you have denim, you have flannel, broadcloth. I mean, there's just a numerous amount of different types of cotton. And all these cottons are used for specific things. Flannel, you can use flannel for pajamas. You can use it for shirts. You can use it for skirts. You can use it for pillows. There's just a number of things you can do with flannel. Same with any material. What you want to use it for is totally up to you. You can be as creative as you want to be. And one of the things, the oldest piece of material, I went through my hoarded box. I have lots of boxes, totes of fabrics. And this is a flour sack. It's still a sack, you can see. This is still sewn together at the bottom. This is a flour sack. This is material that I got from my great-grandmother. And I have several pieces of materials that are flour sack materials. And I'm very sparingly using them. I have only used them to make things that were going to be hand-me-down kind of things throughout the generations, that they could say this came from your great-grandmother's flour sack. So this is one, and back then there wasn't all different kinds of cotton. There was denim, there was canvas, and there was cotton like they used to make these flour sacks out of. And people used the flour sacks to make their children clothing and themselves clothing. Okay, another kind of cotton is a broadcloth. cotton. And this is used, this is a plaid, but this is used a lot in little girls' jumpers, skirts, men's shirts. And it is not a thin material by any means, but cotton is cool to wear. It is wicking. It pulls perspiration and things from you. It goes into the shirt and gets it off of you to keep you cooler in the summertime. But you can see, I hope you can see, that it's not real thick. It's a very, very thin type material. Broadcloth does not wrinkle very badly, where most cotton does. So that's a reason for that type of broadcloth. I also have a solid piece of I would have called it broadcloth, but they call it twill. It's a cotton twill. Hey, Jenny. And I don't know, because I'm not used to this, I don't know what you can see. I can't tell if you can see the grain pattern on it or not. But it is used, maybe on this side, that was probably the back side of it that was showing you. This is used to make men's trousers, work shirts. I'm so sorry, and I don't know if I can go in and change that to do not disturb right now or not. But hopefully we won't get another call like that. So anyway, nice skirts and things. It does not wrinkle as badly either. Then we have this kind of cotton, and it's more of a standardized cotton. It wrinkles terribly. You would have to iron it every time you washed it and hung it up or whatever. You'd definitely have to iron it. You can see, maybe, I don't know if you can or not, where the creases have been in it. You can see here. Let me see. Like here, can you see the wrinkles? It's not something you'd want for everyday wear, just because of the wrinkles and having to iron it all the time. Again, these are things I've had for a long time. So materials have changed a lot. This is a cotton, they call it a voile, but it is an embroidery material. It has a little bordered hem on it. You can make little skirts or little tops or whatever, but it has to be lined because it is got little holes in it from the embroidery, little eyelet embroidery. And then we have this little, they call this a lining cotton. And when I hold it up, you're going to see, you can just see right through it. It's that thin. That's because it's going to wick things away, but its main purpose is just to provide a little extra covering on thin material so that you can't just see right through it. You want to use that on cottons, of course, in the color that you need. And then this is a cotton sateen. It's very, very slick and smooth feeling on the outside. I use this a lot for linings in bags that I make, handbags that I make, just because it's a pretty color. It doesn't wrinkle a lot. It doesn't require a lot of maintenance, I guess we could say. So I like the sateen. Sateen is a lot of times what they make sheets out of because it is a nice, soft, smooth, feels good next to your skin. Another type of cotton is denim. I didn't bring any denim out. Well, hang on. I got a denim apron right here. maybe I can show you, that I made for my mother-in-law that she wanted in her kitchen. She wanted a denim apron. I just took a pair of old overalls and embroidered on them and put some rickrack on them and gave her her little apron that she wanted. So there's just, and then since she's passed, I got it give back to me. And I've just had it hanging here on the chair in the kitchen. But denim is a very heavy material, and it's used for all kinds of things. You can use it for jeans or jackets or well, just anything that you want to use it for. Another type of material, let me get rid of that right there. Another type of material that I love personally, a lot of people don't, is corduroy. And this is a corduroy material that, again, it's from my old stash. I got all kinds of material that either I bought or that people have given me because they know I sew and they know that I'll do something with it eventually, right? But this is corduroy, and I wash it and I cut out whatever. And this is what a piece that I had left after making my great-granddaughter a little pants and jacket out of it. And I still have it, and it's from the 70s, and it has mushrooms and flowers and just all kinds of stuff on it. But it's just so soft. But it has a nap to it. People don't understand what a nap is. That's if your hand runs smooth down this way on the material and it feels good, and you take your hand and you go back up this way and it doesn't feel smooth, it has a nap to it. The nap is not the same. So when you cut out material out of this kind of material, or velvet or suede, things that have a higher nap to them, and it'll look a different color when you slap it one way or the other. I guess you know what I'm talking about when I say that. You have to be very careful about how you cut it out and make sure all your pieces are going with the grain and going in the same direction of the nap. But I absolutely love corduroy. I always did. I loved it when I was in school. I love it still. Okay, and then we've got polyesters. This is an old piece of polyester from the 70s. Polyester, when it first came out, it doesn't have hardly any stretch. See how there's hardly any stretch to it? There's no stretch this way. There might be a little on the diagonal, but not much. Thank you. We don't have this kind of polyester anymore. But I do. I have some. And this is the type of polyester. It is a knit. They call it a knit, a polyester knit. It's a jersey knit. And this is the kind of thing that we like to have tops or dresses and things made out of. It's thin, it's lightweight, it's comfortable in the summertime. It doesn't wrinkle. It's wash and wear. It's what so many people want this day and time for their clothing to be made out of, because they don't have to iron it. Me included. I like things that you can wash and wear. I'm sure that this right here will end up being turned into something for Ember, so I'm going to keep it out to the side. And maybe her mama too. They might have a matching outfit or something. And then this is also material from the 70s. I brought out a lot of things from the 70s because I wanted to show you different types of fabric. And that was the only way I knew how to do it, because a lot of it you don't see anymore. This is a wool and acrylic blend. And the acrylic is on the back. The backing is the acrylic, and it's very smooth. And you didn't have to line this at all because you couldn't see through this material. And people liked it because they didn't have to line it. And I couldn't tell you how many skirts and vest outfits that I made out of this type of material when I was in high school. Just because I loved it, and I still love this. I still think it's pretty, and I still think it's a current pattern, whatever. It may not be the kind of material that you see a whole lot of today, but it's beautiful material. And here is a cotton that is quilted, and it has a reverse side to it. Got one pattern on this side, one pattern on this side. It comes already quilted with the batting already in it. You don't have to worry about buying batting. You don't have to worry about drawing the lines and stitching the stitching to make it look pretty. All you have to do is measure it out in whatever size you want it to be, trim it up, and put a binding around it. You've automatically got a quilt or a placemat or whatever you might be wanting just by putting binding on it. And if you make tote bags or anything like that, you could do that and put a binding on it, and it would be reversible as well. So that's one thing I used to always make, and probably why I bought this at one time is I made a lot of baby quilts and things to give away when people had a baby. But I made placemats and things like that, and I like things that have the two patterns on them because you can use it on one side and then turn it over and use it on the other side. So that's a different kind of cotton. And then we have rayons. This is a rayon, and it's a lining. It is not really something that you would want to make something out of to wear, I don't think. It's strictly a lining fabric. It's very thin, lightweight, but it will not wick anything away from you. Rayon will only provide you a layer in between your outside and your inside to help cover things that don't need to be shown. And I have this. I'm just going to hold up part of it. This was a tablecloth, and it's out of rayon, polyester and rayon blend, and it wrinkles badly, which you wouldn't think it would, but if you hang it up and you give it a little steam or put it in the bathroom while you're taking a shower or whatever, all those wrinkles will just fall right out of it. And I have used this to make loungewear, lingerie, pillows, all kinds of things like that. And it was cheap. It was maybe $5 for this great big huge long tablecloth. And I've cut out several different things out of it. And then I had ordered this. I've got several colors in this too. This is a Chinese silk, and this is the wrong side of the fabric, and this is the right side of the fabric. Isn't that beautiful? I just love Chinese silk. I just think it's so beautiful, and I use it a lot in handbags and in wallets, places that don't require a whole lot of maybe even in a pocket or whatever, that don't require a whole lot of fabric, but it will coordinate with whatever I'm making. And I just love to use this. It's no stretch, there's no whatever, but There's just so many things you could do with it. You could make kimono robes or whatever. I've got it in several colors. That's a different type of silk. And then another fabric that has a nap to it, and a lot of people do not care for, is velvet. This is a velvet, and I bought this velvet when it was on sale, and I got lots and lots of it. The place was going out of business, and I just took the whole bolt, and I still have some left, and I've made, golly geez, I don't know how many things out of this, all the way to a dress for Ember this past Christmas that I made to be a hand-me-down thing for her children someday, because it had the top part was out of one part of it and the bottom part was out of the other, and I used it, part of it was material I used to make Lori a outfit, a skirt, whenever she was little, and then this I had used to make Caitlin, Jamie, Jennifer, Lily, all of them, Isaac and Anna, all of them had little Christmas outfits out of this. So, hey, Teresa and Michelle. And, but this is a stretch velvet. It stretches this way, it stretches this way, it stretches this way. And an actual velvet does not stretch. It has no stretch to it at all. But it does have a nap. So if I'm, like this way that I'm doing it now is not the correct way to cut it out, because the nap is against the grain. So when I do it down this way, it's just soft, it's smooth. And so you want to be able to, when you're cutting out your pattern, if you have a material that has a nap to it, you want to make sure that your grain lines are running the correct way, and you want to take your hand, if no other thing, you look at that pattern piece, and you're going to know where the shoulders of something is, and you're going to know where the waist of something is, and where the hem of something is. Take your hand and lay it on it and bring it straight down. If it feels good, it's laying the right way. If you take it and you run your hand on it and it feels, ooh, I don't like how that feels, then you know you don't have it laid the right way, so do not cut it out that way. We'll talk about that more as we're cutting things out. Okay, so now we'll get into some materials that I use pretty much strictly for bag and makeup bags, wallets, that kind of thing. Materials that I use for those kind of things. And one of the materials I like to use is decor fabric. This is one. It's a canvas. It's been treated, both sides of the material have been treated to protect it from UV rays and things like that. Hey, Katie. And you can make any kind of outdoor cushions out of this, awnings. There's just a multitude of things you can make out of this, but I use it either for a part of an outside or as a lining on my bags that I make. And I recently made one for Ryan's wife, Taylor, and I used that. That's why that one was out so close, as the lining. I also use this type of canvas, and this is called waterproof canvas. You can see that it has a grain running through it that's very much like a twill, the cotton twill. That it is a cotton, but it's canvas, and it's treated. This is waterproof canvas. It's treated with a chemical that allows water not to penetrate it. You can put water on this and it will just bead up, and you can take your hand and just wipe it away. The back also has got a very thick water membrane or plastic membrane to keep water from going through the material. Even if the outside penetrates, it will not go through it. It will not get wet. So you can use this for lunch boxes, for any kind of a bag that you're going to carry on, outside a lot, because you might get caught out in the rain with. I love this for, I've made a lot of bags for guys that are like a sling, and they love this, and looks more masculine to them, I guess. That's why they like it so much. And I use it for linings on bags, because when I use this, it is stiff enough that I don't have to put interfacing in my bag. It makes the bag have shape, and it holds up, and it will stand up, and it's just so much more shapely if I use that. Then I have different types of vinyls and leathers and faux leathers. This is a vinyl. You can see the shine on it. You can tell it's a plasticky feel to it. This is a true vinyl. I use that a lot of times for wallets or makeup bags and things like that. I don't use vinyl like this very often. It's a glossy vinyl, but I do use it occasionally. That's preference. I like the other better. This is a sparkle vinyl. I'm just going to show you that. These are just leftover pieces. And you can see it's got beautiful sparkle. But when you touch it, you feel no sparkles at all. They're all behind a layer of like laminate or whatever. You can't, it doesn't feel like laminate, but it is in fact what it is. It's a layer of laminate over it, and it makes it just beautiful, makes the sparkles just really shine. And I use that for bags and things too, because it is sturdy and it's pretty. And I also have a different glitter vinyl, but it does not have the laminate on it, and all of this is a rough texture. You can feel that texture on it. I use it sometimes too for wallets and things, but not for anything big, because I don't know, if I touch things, I want it to feel good to me, and this has a rough feeling to it. It's pretty in little places. If you're doing like a, what do you call it? I can't think right now what you call it. It's got a true word for it. But if you're doing sections and you're putting sections together, you could make a small section of it to be in that, and it wouldn't be, the whole bag wouldn't feel that way. So I do that. I've done that one. Okay. Then this is a faux leather. Right now it looks kind of shiny under this light, but it really is soft and supple, and it just feels great. It feels like leather, but it isn't leather. And I have, I have some other leathers here that I want to show you guys. Okay, this looks like the same thing, but this is real leather, and it doesn't feel any different. Anything about it doesn't feel different at all. This, to me, looks like it would be a faux leather. It's not. It's real leather, and you can see the suede on the back of it. It's just been thinned down a lot, and the fact is, the more you work with real and faux leathers, you can tell more about the quality of a bag or anything that anything that you buy that's leather, shoes, purses, whatever. After you have to learn to feel the difference in it. And to me, this doesn't feel any different than the faux suede or the faux whatever, but this is not. This is actually real stuff. And then this has, to me, when I first saw it, I bought it and I thought, you know, this doesn't look like it's real. This doesn't look real, but it is. This is a lambskin leather. I don't know if I've got too much light on this or not. You all would have to tell me because I can't really tell. But it has a microfiber backing that they've glued onto the leather because lambskin doesn't have the same type of finish. It doesn't have this suede looking thing to it. It has a fibrous looking texture. And so they have bonded it with this microfiber backing. And it's super, super soft. I mean, super soft. And I just love this type of leather. And I've used it for all kinds of things. I've made a lot of things out of this. I still have it. This is a faux ostrich print vinyl. This is a vinyl. And it has a microfiber backing on it as well. But it feels just like leather. How would you know if you didn't really know? This is a faux leather. It is got the same grain line as the real leather, but it has a fleece backing. You never find a fleece backing on real leather, okay? You'll find a bonded microfiber on some of the thinner leathers, but you will never find a fleece backing on real leather. So if your bag feels nice and soft or whatever, doesn't mean that it's not real just because it feels nice and plush. It means they use some foam in there because I use foam to make mine nice and soft and protect things that are inside. Like if I'm doing a laptop case or something like that, I'll put where that's going to be, I'm going to pad that area. And it's going to be nice and soft and comfortable feeling. And that's pretty much it, guys. I've gone through everything that I can think of with you. I don't know if I talked about flannel or not, but flannel is also a cotton, which is wicks away moisture from you. It also is warm in the winter. So there's just so many fabrics today, and the majority of fabrics you find now in ready to wear departments are lycra, spandex, nylon, things like that have stretch and give and do not wrinkle, so that it is true or ready to wear. And I don't have a lot of that around here because that's not something that I have been sewing or making. And when I did, like if I'd get a double knit or something. I've made Caitlin a couple of dresses out of double knit or out of jersey knit. And like I said, like this is a jersey knit. And the stretch is just, you know, it's just unbelievable how much they stretch. And they stretch every way, and they stretch sideways, and it makes it comfortable for you to wear. And it doesn't wrinkle. So that's just the difference in how they processed material back in the day to how they process material now. They have learned how to use plastics and different things like that to weave them into these things that are soft and comfortable, and they blend it with cotton and rayon or cotton and polyester, and it makes this nice smooth stuff. And like I said, I kept this piece out because I know this is going to be something for Ember and Caitlin, because when I saw it, I was like, ooh, I didn't realize I still had that. So I hope you like it, Caitlin. It's just a little thing. I figure some summer tops can come out of that, and something for the baby and you to wear to be mommy and me. And it's just what you want. You have to know what you want to make, and you have to pick your materials accordingly. And as we'll talk about next week, we're going to be into patterns and how to read a pattern and what all the different signs and things are in a pattern, what they stand for and what they mean, and how you know what to do with them. We're going to do that next week. And the week after that, I'm going to go ahead and tell you now so you can be looking for it. You want to get you some squares of felt. They're not expensive. You can get you some squares of felt. Get you some hand sewing needles and some thread. Any kind of thread is fine. We're going to make some children's little things online. I'm going to show you how to correctly sew on a button, how to sew on a hook and eye, and we're going to make some of these little toys that you can give to your grandkids or great-grandkids or whatever, your children. And we're going to make some bacon and eggs and some cookies and who knows what. But I got some different colors of felt, and I'm going to show you how to do it. You can do it along with me, or you can do it later, because these will be available to be watched on my YouTube channel, Kay Terry's Treasures, and they'll be on Facebook for 30 days. But after that, you'll have to find it on YouTube. And I did that because I found out they only last for 30 days. So that is what I came out to tell you today about the differences in fabrics, and I hope you've been able to learn something from this. Let me know if there's more that you want to learn about fabrics. I'll be happy to help you in any way I can, to tell you more about it if you're unsure about whether or not you should use it. But on the back of your pattern, it'll have a notions area at the very top of the back of the pattern that will tell you everything you need to make that pattern. It will tell you need thread, you need this size zipper, you need this kind of binding or seam tape, or it'll tell you all these different things that you need. And in there it will say suggested fabrics. And you can read what it says that they think that this particular pattern should be used for. And that's the kind of material you should use with it, because that's what it was designed to be used with. And most patterns can be used with anything, honestly. But whoever designed that pattern had certain materials in mind to use for that. So always, always, always read your pattern, check it, make sure it is material you like, make sure you can find whatever. And I have always said and will always say, you can reuse clothing, because the material, if the material is still good on that top, that skirt, that dress that you don't care for, or you don't like how it fit, or doesn't fit anymore, you can take that material and make something else out of it. You don't have to just throw it away. That's material you're not having to spend money on. So it's up to everybody individually what they do. But just like I said, I have material that I save for special things. I have generational material is what I'll call it. Material that's been handed down from my great-grandmother all the way down to now Ember, okay? And when Caitlin was little, I made her a dress for Valentine's Day that she was able to have, and it was made out of the flour sack material. I'm guessing her mother probably still has it. I don't know. But I didn't make it to be given away. I made it to be handed down. I made Ember a generational dress at Christmas time. Not that she needed to wear it at Christmas time, but that she would have it because it contained material that her grandmother and her mother wore. There are some things that are just sentimental and just means so much that you want to share it with those generations. And that's true today as it was way back when. Why do I have these things? Because they mean something to me. Why did I keep them? Just like the flour sack I showed you earlier. Something will be made out of that. It may not be in this generation's time, but then it might be. It just all depends. Maybe when Emberg's ready to go to school, I might make her a dress out of it. I don't know. But I'm just saying, it will be something to hang on to, not throw away or give away. It will be a generational thing. Keep and to say this was from my great-great-grandmother material. So everybody needs to have a great week. I hope you have the rest of your nights great, and may God bless each and every one of you. And I hope that I've said something to inspire you to go out and look at material and think about something that you want to make, because after we finish the pattern section, we're going to start with making, and we're going to make the little things first. I'm going to show you how to do it. Like I said, buttonhole, buttons, buttonholes, sew on hooks and eyes, how to do a hem, and we're going to make a little craft for kids. And that will be our first sewing lesson, and then we'll actually cut out a pattern. We'll choose a pattern, we'll cut out a pattern, and we'll sew that pattern up. And you can either do it with me, or you can come back later and follow along with me. And I will show you every step of the way what to do, okay? So our first thing will either be, and I'll let you all decide and tell me what you'd rather have, a skirt or a simple tote bag that isn't lined, just a simple tote bag. Both of those things have straight seams, and we can do that quickly, and it will take a lot of time, but you'll have to let me know which thing you would rather watch me make first and go with, okay? And I will see you all next week, and we'll get into all the details about patterns, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.